This is Swiss and Chips, your British guide to Switzerland. Hello and welcome to
Swiss and Chips.
I'm Joe.
And I'm Simon.
And today we are coming to you, as always, from inside our flat.
Yes. And seeing as we are trapped in our flat, more or less, we bring 5 Swiss things to you, what you can do at home.
Yes, exactly. Because we thought, what can you do if you're, self-quarantining or just trying to stay at home? And we thought, what better time than to try and learn some stuff about Switzerland and try and entertain yourself at the same time. So number 1, Simon, over to you.
No, basically we give you one recommendation of a Swiss film you can watch, a Swiss book you can read, Swiss music you can listen to, Swiss food you can cook.
And eat.
Yes, and eat. And a Swiss game you can play.
Exactly.
There you go. So, number 1, Swiss film.
Yes.
You saw it first, so tell me all about it.
Yeah, so I can actually even believe that you haven't seen this film because it is probably the funniest film to ever come out of Switzerland. It's
Oh, we forgot Swiss drink. We will add that as a bonus.
Okay.
I'm just drinking, that's why.
Is it a Swiss drink? Yes, it is.
Yeah, Swiss water.
Swiss water. Congratulations.
Swater.
Swater. Have a nice big gulp over there.
Where were we? Swiss film.
Yeah, Die Schweizermacher, otherwise known as the Swiss makers.
Yes.
That was a long gulp. There's sound effects that come in this episode. We've been inside for a week. We're going a little bit weird.
Yeah, it's like day 7 in.
What's it going to be like after week 7? So, Die Schweizermacher. It's also the most popular Swiss film of all time.
Yeah, the Swiss makers.
Exactly. And it's basically about applying to become Swiss and all the crazy things that people have to go through. There are 2 people who are responsible for finding out if people are good enough to become Swiss, basically. And they have to go and visit people at their homes and interview them and spy on them. And it's super duper funny.
It's like a bit of like a parody, but it's funny because it's, slightly true probably as well.
The question is, how much parody, how much documentary?
And it's interesting because it's already quite old and it's, still very interesting to watch. I watched it recently and it's really good. I could actually recommend it.
Yeah, and the good thing is it's in Swiss German, but you can get it with English subtitles.
Yes, and we rented it, I can't remember, was it Amazon? Or
it was either that or iTunes.
On iTunes, yeah.
Which was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So check it out, it's a major laugh.
Yes. Next, Swiss book.
Yes. So when you said, hey, pick a Swiss book, I was like, Heidi.
Yes, everyone knows Heidi. So I thought we could talk about the Schelle Ursli.
Which roughly translates as?
The bell Urs. Urs with the bell.
It's about a little boy called Ursli.
Yeah, Urs. And Lee is the...
But do they call him Ursli?
Yeah, but his name is Urs.
Yeah,
obviously.
But he's small.
Yeah, that's why he is the Ursli.
Exactly. And he has one of those big bells that people
he has only
swing.
a small bell.
I see.
The thing is, I looked it up beforehand because I didn't know, but everyone in Switzerland, not everyone, but most of the families have this book at home and they read it to their children. So it's a very traditional book as well. And it's already published in 1945, so it's very old.
Whoa, yeah. But you can still buy it in the bookshops now.
Oh yeah, now it's obviously, fresh and new with nice pictures and so on. So, and it's from the Bündnerland in the eastern part in Switzerland.
Graubünden.
Yeah. And it's about this tradition they have there in spring to, ring the bells to get the winter out.
And yes, it's a really cool tradition they have there.
And you will also find museums there and so on to visit about the Schellen Ursli. And very roughly, the book is about Schellen Ursli as only a small bell, but that everyone laughs about him. That's why he climbs to a mountain place, because he knows there is a very big bell. So he goes there and then he is lost. Everyone is looking for him. Then the next day he comes, everyone is really happy and he has the biggest bell so he can go in front of the...
the kind of parade with all the bells.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a children's book, but it's worth to buy and to have. It's nice drawings and nice Swiss book.
Would you say the name again one more time slowly?
Skällen Ursli. We will link it in our podcast or in the show notes on our website on swissandchips.com.
Fantastic. So next, Swiss music.
So do you know any Swiss song? This comes unprepared, I have to say. So do you know any Swiss song?
The problem is I can only think of one because we were listening to it just now.
No, not that one. Another song. About that one we will talk after. Or any Swiss musician.
Yes. Apart from Loan Leduc. 079.
079 hat sie gesagt.
Exactly, yes.
Ooh, nice. Very good choice.
Whew, this program is like a practice for my Swiss interview.
I think for Swiss is we listen loads to international music and we are used to listen to different languages as well.
Definitely.
So it's not only English, it can be Italian, French, lots of good French music as well. That's why it's hard to pick one musician or one song. Mm-hmm. But at the moment on SRF 3, the public
radio,
yes, they have loads of Swiss music they play also to support Swiss musicians that can't have concerts at the moment. So if you want to listen to some Swiss music, I can recommend to tune in to SRF 3. And but I think one very famous Swiss musician everyone knows that is older than like 15 or 20 is DJ Bobo.
Yeah.
DJ Bobo. His real name is René.
Really?
Yes.
I guess, yeah. Why is it called DJ Bobo? Of all the names?
He gave himself the name, I guess. I don't know.
I think it's one of those things that you pick when you're like 19. By the time you're 50, you're like, that was a really bad choice.
Yeah.
Like the Backstreet
probably,
Boys.
Yeah. It's like probably he had his email address and he was like, oh yeah, let's call
DJ.
me Bobo.
Yeah.
No, anyway, I don't know. And he was super extremely famous like around 1998 to 2000 and something. I don't know, somewhere there. Don't, I don't know by heart, but feels like it was somewhere then. And he had loads of great, extremely famous songs in Switzerland, in Germany, and guess where else? In Asia.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he was very famous in Asia as well. And he won 10 World Music Awards for Switzerland's Best Artist. So he is extremely famous and, probably the Schweizermacher, the Swiss makers would ask you, do you know DJ Bobo? What was his real name?
Baromi.
René. Yeah, close
enough. Oh, jinx. Just kidding.
So that's that. Now we come to Swiss cooking.
Yes, indeed. I think if you've got a little bit of time on your hands, this might be the perfect time to try and perfect your Zupfe.
Yes, at Zupfe, exactly. What is it? Do you know?
Yeah, of course. It's a really buttery, soft bread with a nice golden crust, and it's woven into a plait.
Yes, exactly. And do you also know when do we eat it and how and what's the tradition? It's very.
Isn't it a Sunday morning?
Exactly.
Yes.
So it's usually you find it nowadays. You find it the whole week, but when I was a child, you only found it on Sundays. Mm-hmm. So you had it on Saturday for the Sunday. So usually you eat it on Sunday morning. It's very buttery, very unhealthy, but very
Yummy.
nice. And you cut the slice, put butter on it, and it's also often given with Hobelkäse.
Oh, this big lump of cheese that you grate
Yes.
in big slices. Grate isn't the word, but I can't think of it now.
I'm making the...
He's making... This is like a give us a clue.
Yeah.
It's a plane, isn't it?
Now you are making the hand signal.
Plane. When you plane wood.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
there you go. Right, move on.
we will also link a recipe.
Yeah,
I think
good idea.
it's easier
I've got
to,
a question for you.
Yes.
You've made a Zupfe before, haven't you?
Yes.
Did you make it with 2 parts or 3 parts?
Well, with 8. It's for experts. You do it with 8,
Yeah,
and
come
you're
on.
like flap, 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 and then it's done. No, I can't remember. I think you do it with 2, and you cross them like an X, and then you take them over and flop them around. But I can recommend to buy in the Migros or in the Coop. They have a Fertigmischung mixture,
ready-made mix.
Yes, and on there's also
instructions.
Yes, how to make the actual thing.
How to plait it. Yes.
Exactly.
Nice
So-
one, nice one.
I can recommend it. It's a really nice mixture as well. But if you're a pro, like I'm not, then,
I was going to say.
yeah,
I haven't
then
seen you
obviously
mixing it
you
up
can
yet.
mix everything together. But we'll not explain how to do that.
Yeah, because that would take way too long.
Yeah.
So,
As a last point,
yes, please.
the most famous Swiss game.
Yes.
Shoot, what could that be?
Yaz.
Yes, what could that be?
It looks like, when it's written, it looks like jazz.
Yeah. Yes.
It's it's basically some kind of Swiss card game. I think it's like the Swiss equivalent of bridge. Obviously, the rules aren't the same, I think.
Yeah, there are loads of different types of Yas, and it's extremely traditional. And I think most people know how to play, at least. You play that also when you go out on weekends. When you're younger, often people play that, or when you go on a school trip, people play, or everywhere really.
Yeah.
And there is also a TV program, the Samstigsjazz.
Yep.
So it's Saturday Yas. And
It's on SRF on a Saturday night, isn't it?
Exactly.
They play it, and there's like tons of people who show up. There's a stage, and they play it in the audience, don't they? And there's some kind of entertainment that goes
they
along
don't
with it.
play. Yeah, they play it with audience, and one person is at the phone, the telephone jazzer, the phone jazzer.
If you've never
Phone
seen this
jazzer.
on TV, it's well worth watching. The first time I found it, I was just like, what is this?
But there are many different types of Yas, and there are very simple versions, or also a little bit more complicated. The most simple version, we will also link
In the show notes.
instructions in the show notes. I think it's easier to explain. But even more traditional, not more traditional, but also a game everyone knows, at least in the Swiss German-speaking part, is ABC SRF 3.
Yes. ABC SRF.
3. Exactly. And usually it's at 10 to 8.
Yes.
So you see, I know that by heart because you just must know it.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that. And at the moment, there are also, because children are at home, they play it throughout the day. And at 10 to 8 in the morning, the adults can play. And throughout the day, the children can play.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And it's a game that they play on the radio every
Yes,
day,
they play it on the
basically,
radio, and you can win if you've got. We will explain it after, but if you have got 12 correct answers, you get a certificate, and I get I think some kind of small voucher or something. I don't even know, or maybe, yeah. And you get the certificate, I think, anyway. No, I'm not sure anymore. Well, but
Yeah,
it's
either
just a
way.
small game, really, but everyone wants to play because it's like the thing to do.
Yeah.
It's like the bucket list of I want to be perfect Swiss. I must have 12 points in ABC SRF 3.
Yeah. And people call in, but obviously you play along at home as well.
Yes,
And
totally.
it's quite fun if you're trying to learn Swiss German because the game goes really fast.
Yes.
It's quite hard, but it is funny.
Yeah, and like a few years ago, they started to sell the game as well, so you can
Yes.
play it at home.
And you can buy it. We have a version of the game here, actually. We bought
Yes.
it. We bought it in the bookshop in Bern.
Yes, and also that we can link somewhere in some online shop where you can order it if you want to play. It's really fun.
But what happens is there's one letter which is nominated, and then they give a clue in Swiss German, and you have to say what the word is.
Exactly. So basically, they say something like, your letter is Z, and then you've got, I think, I can't remember, is it half a minute or something, or 1 minute? I don't know. And then they give you a question in Swiss German and say like,
Should I give you an example with the letter S?
yes.
So if you buy the game, then you have plenty of chance to practice your Swiss German because the clues are all in Swiss German. So we've got S V Superstar.
S like superstar.
And question 1 is, wo man Eberfrest mit der Ski?
Skipiste.
Yes! Right!
So where you go downhill with the skis, that's the ski slope.
Aha,
So
that's what it
my
means.
letter was S, and then the answer it's a question you give, and then the answer must start with the same letter.
Exactly.
And then you go through as quickly as possible, or you say next if you don't know the answer. Then they go through all the questions, and at the end they come back to the ones that you couldn't answer, but usually the time is up beforehand. So
Yeah, it's really fun.
so now we've played one. Now I want to play one more.
Yeah, okay, right. Number 2, Boosie.
What?
Boosie?
With S?
Yeah, Boosie?
Sau. A
No.
pussy.
No,
No.
it is a Boosie, but that's not the right answer. If you play this game at home and you're not a Swiss German person, expect it to go a little bit like this. I'm passing over the card. Number 2, Spoosie.
Stuppetigger. All right.
So the clue was a little cat,
Yes.
and the answer was a living room tiger.
Slang for little
Cat.
cat. Yeah.
It's a work in progress.
And also this is quite difficult because for my dialect, it kind of exists, I guess, the word. Give me another one. Last one. I'm sorry, probably people are bored, but now
All right,
I want to
so
play.
I'm going to pick one that's easy for me to say. Wellness oase.
Sauna.
No.
Wellness oase. Next. Okay, you get
No.
it. I'm a loser.
I've got a really good one. Okay,
Okay.
last clue. Samstagspiel im Fernsehen.
Samstigsjas.
Correct!
Yay!
That was a Saturday night game on TV.
So it's actually a question there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a coincidence. isn't
That's
it?
why I picked this card.
Spa wär's gewesen.
Yeah.
It would have been a spa.
Exactly.
Okay. Rubbish.
I can highly recommend you buy this game. It's
Yes, very
days of
good.
entertainment there. That will see you through the
you can even
self-quarantine.
make a whole podcast about it.
Yeah, play along at home.
So if you're still awake,
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
yes, I hope we could cheer you up a bit in these hard times and gave you some thoughts to think about something different. If you have any questions or want to know something or want to discuss or want to connect with other English speakers in Switzerland, or also if you're outside of Switzerland and you're an English speaker and interested in Switzerland, you can go to our Facebook group, which is called
Switzerland for English speakers.
Exactly. And thank you very much to every listener and to everyone in the group, to everyone joining, everyone discussing, and
Yeah.
every email we get. We are a bit lazy in answering emails, but someone we will reply to everyone.
We try. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.